We have an inkling why those in the Marvel Universe might fear Cate Blanchett's character Hela because she's the goddess of death. Yep, that'll do it. Blanchett joins the Thor franchise in the next installment of the cosmic superhero series, Thor Ragnarok, premiering on November 3rd. We had a first look at Hela earlier this year, and she talked about going to cosplayers' YouTube videos for style inspiration. Here's a look at her in action, and her finished look, in new footage released yesterday, October 5th. It turns out, she's stronger than both Thor Chris Hemsworth and Loki Tom Hiddleston. Hela is here for the throne. Get tickets to see Thor Ragnarok in theaters November 3rd. https://t.co752pmg3 halloweenpic.twitter.com jmqc7v6t Marvel Studios at Marvel Studios October 5th, 2017. And now, Blanchett is talking about playing Hela. Coming soon.net visited the set during filming and caught up with the Australian actress, who expanded on how her villainous role fits into the bigger picture. I think it's very interesting to bring the concept of death into a world that's ostensibly immortal. I think that there's a side of death which can be gentlemankind and there's a side of death which can be brutal and savage, depending on whose death it is. Blanchett goes on to describe Hela's relationship with Asgard, the world from which Thor and Loki originate, as does she, saying, I think that there's a lot of unresolved issues that she has with Asgard, that each step of the way she doesn't meet people who are receptive to her. She adds that Hela is bewildered as to why people are frightened of her, yet the horned villainess isn't prepared to rein in her baddie ways because, well, the more havoc she wreaks, the stronger she becomes. Speaking of horns, Blanchett also told CS.net how both she and Loki Hiddleston wear headgear adorned with foreboding pointy tips, saying, Hela looked very similar to Loki and I said, how can we either make that a virtue or be a little bit more creative with that? Possibly it's some foreshadowing, and Hela and Loki have a connection. We're guessing they're either allies or we'll see them butting heads. Horns. Thor Ragnarok, directed by Taika Waititi. Flight of the Conchords, hits theaters on November 3rd. We can also look for familiar faces, but new additions to the Thor series, such as Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange and Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Idris Elba will return to reprise his role as Heimdall. Is Hela the kind of baddie you find yourself secretly cheering for? Read more.